Hey everybody, Tori Hartman here. I almost forgot my name, but I was looking at some of these quotes I have, like from, a publisher suggested some things to talk about, and I was like looking at this, and I'm going, And one of the things they bring up, and one of the questions is, how can the Chakra Wisdom Oracle Cards help you, right? And it says, and I'm just going to quote from the page because then I want to talk about it, which is, by using the cards, you can get the guidance you need to set intentions, move through obstacles, and achieve your desires. And what's really funny about that when we look at something like that on the page is it just seems like this generic, well, everybody says that. That's everybody talks about that. So let's talk about, what I want to talk about right in this moment is that I don't necessarily believe that we have blocks or obstacles, even though in the Chakra Wisdom Oracle book, I have a spread on how to release a block, like how to move through a block. Because what I believe is that, people will say to me all the time, I need to get rid of this. And I'll say, why do you need to get rid of that? Well, it's hurting me. And I'll say, you know what though? Sometimes if something is hurting us, right, what we're really trying to do is heal it. And if you think about it, if your knee hurts, you want to heal your knee. Well, I think what happens with spiritual work is we go, I'm in emotional pain, let me get rid of it. And it's like, it doesn't quite work like that. And the reason it doesn't is because once you get rid of something, it'll be right back in another form. Because what we don't heal, we tend to repeat. So one of the things I want to chat with you about today is the idea of how the spreads in Chakra Wisdom Oracle are different from spreads you'll find, let's say, with other cards. And one of the things I love that I quoted in the layout page right here, it says, what is revealed can be healed. And I think that's the key, is that sometimes when something comes up, we go, okay, I got to get rid of that. Well, why? Let's just see what it is. And as I work with people, and I've trained a lot of people to read cards and working with them, it's about allowing that space for the answer to come. So what I'd like to mention to you is that when we look at the Chakra Wisdom Oracle, when you're reading these cards, what makes them different is that, and that's something that it says here, move through obstacles and achieve your desires. Well, I think it's more than achieve your desires, because how many of us, seriously, how many of us have achieved our desires and then lost them? How many of us have found somebody that we thought was right and it wasn't? It was the same pattern. So I think there's a piece missing in a lot of this work when we talk about it, is that what if you could have sustainable results? What if the results you got weren't just, I'm going to achieve my desires, but I'm really going to embody them and live with them and enjoy them and deliciously live into them? So as we look at that, that's really what you're talking about. So when you say, I need to get rid of something, what you're really saying is, I want to embody the good. I want to embody this incredible experience. And here's what I believe. I think you all have the answers already. Now, I'm going to go through some of the spreads with you in different videos, and I'll talk about them. But for right now, I'm just going to grab one, because there's different ones here. It says looking for love, looking for wealth. Well, let's look for a moment at the love layout, right? And part of what I do is I lay out the 4 cards, and I have who you are. That's what that first card is going to tell you. Who am I in a relationship? What is it I really desire? What is my truth? What is it that may be in my way, and what is the ultimate outcome? Now, I'm not saying that's the layout, but that's the idea of the layout. And every layout in the book is targeted on a specific topic, so to speak. So you've got wealth, you've got love, you've got health, and there's also removing blocks, which I'll talk about in another one. But the point I'm making is that ultimately, the Chakra Wisdom Oracle is really about you finding the path through obstacles, around. A river doesn't get rid of a rock. A river flows around the rock. And that's what we do. We work with what is being given to us, what's in our life, what is it that's stopping me, and work with that. And as you begin to work with it and chisel your way around the mountain, that's where you find personal value and your self-esteem goes up. And that's really ultimately what it's about, because if you value yourself more, you'll give yourself more. I'll talk more about it as we go forward, but what I want to say to you is that's one of the very direct outcomes of working with the Chakra Wisdom Oracle cards. I'll see you soon.